Hello everyone, this is Julie K here with a loaded envelope share, and this is a Winter Wonderland themed loaded envelope. It is for part of a swap on Loaded Envelope Galore on Facebook. And I was partnered up with Jeannie, and I believe her last name is Rodriguez. Yes, Rodriguez. And I think she has a YouTube channel. It's called Genie in a Bottle. I will do my best to link that below so that you can also check out her channel. She's participated in a lot of the swaps. But here is my overall look of my loaded envelope. I'll hold it up so that you guys can see it. There were a few rules, like how many embellishments we had to include. We had to include so many tags, stuff like that in it. I can't remember exactly what all the specific rules were, but I did write them down initially when I was working on this, and just so I made sure that I included everything that I was supposed to. I did use a paper set, a paper that had snowflakes on it that I picked up quite a while ago at Hobby Lobby. I do see that they still have it. I just don't know the name of it. But it's kind of those softer pastel colors a little bit. So at the bottom here, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can kind of see the bottom pocket. I did decorate. This is a memory box die cut right here. And so that's what I use for my pocket. And I do have these 3D embellishments, which are actually ornaments that I took apart. And then I also picked up some little, they're like buttons, but they don't have the button backs on them. And those I did pick up at Hobby Lobby. And then there's some snowflake trim that I also picked up at Hobby Lobby. That I did do on the outside of everything. So right here I did make these two clothespins, and I just glued on two of those back. They're not buttons, so I'm not quite sure what you call them, but they're bought in the button section but without the buttons. So I made those, and those kind of hold this little, I don't know if you want to call it a tag or a die cut, but I cut out using my spell binders, and this little snowflake frame either came from Poppy Stamps or Memory Box. I don't remember. And then the word Wonderland, that came from Tim Holtz Christmas word set. And so I just have those little clothespins holding that in. And then here's a couple of my smaller tags that I made her. It just says let it snow. I did have some brads that were shaped like snowflakes, and then I used some eyelash trim that I had that was kind of in that same kind of blue color. And the stamping set that I used came from a set from Close to My Heart, a little bit older set. And then there's the last tag. And then I included a little, one of the things I remember was that we had to include envelopes with tags in them. And so in this one I did include some to from tags that I made using some of the paper that was left over after I made the bigger envelope and some of the other tags in it. So just kind of a quick little thing that she'll be able to maybe use for Christmas gifts or for, you know, winter gifts, because they aren't necessarily Christmas. They're just blue, and so you could use them for something else. But I did make that envelope from a die cut that I have, and off the top of my head I don't remember who it's from. But I have that. So then that's kind of what the bottom pocket looks like now without anything in it. I did make my own envelope, loaded envelope. It is 6 by 9 per the requirements. I made a little wand. So again, I just used some of those ornaments that I took apart, made the paper rosette, and then this is one of those buttons without a back. And then the closest straw color that I had was gray, so I used that one because I didn't have any that were the right color blue. And I kind of live out in the middle of nowhere, so unless I'm driving to town for some reason, I can't just run out and grab something. So sometimes I have to get creative and use what I have in my stash for these things. I did make her on a popsicle stick, just so it would stick up. Just a little jar embellishment. It does say Winter Wonderland. I put some snowflakes and a flower that I've added stickles to. And then I put her name, Jeannie, right here on a little tag that I added. And then the back side's decorated also. But I just thought that was cute to hang out from the envelope. And then this was a store-bought from a set that I picked up at Tuesday morning. And that's what had given me the idea for those other little, the ones that I ended up making. These ones right here, the silver ones. So this is a store-bought one, and this is the one I made. Pretty similar, but there was only one that matched in the store-bought set that I bought. The rest were all red and green, and so I just wanted a couple more on there. So the big tag, I'll pull that out. I did color one of the Julie Nutting dolls in there, Prima dolls. And I stamped the background with that same Close to My Heart set. And then I also have a snowflake border punch that I did on the top of this tag. And I colored her using my chalk pastels. And then this, and then I paper pieced the rest of her together. And then I also added some snowflakes to her dress. And the snowflakes just came off of this little border that I glued on here. So that's where I got those little snowflakes. So there's the tag. And then inside I included just some big plain tags that she can use, matching with, matching paper that she can use to make her own projects. So a whole bunch of tags, because we were supposed to include an envelope with 2 envelopes with tags. So the first envelope that you saw, made all those cute little tags, and then that was the bigger tag. And then I just stuck this little decoration in here, just a Christmas decoration, just because it looked nice out the top. And she might be able to, you could actually cut these pieces off and use them on some sort of like flower sprays or something if you're making some flowers on your cards. And then I made her a paper clip. Sorry about that. That's my desk that I'm sitting at. It bangs every once in a while because my foot hits it. So sorry about that. But there's the paper clip I made her. So now you can kind of get a little bit better view of the top part. And this was another like icicle garland right here. These little pieces right here that I glued on. And instead of using flowers around the folded part, I just put on the snowflakes. I thought that was super cute. And then there is a pocket up here too also. And so here's that little tag in there. Just says walking in a winter wonderland. I thought that was super cute. And then when you flip it over, I have this big tag right here. It says Magic of Christmas. This was a sticker from that paper collection. And this was a Spellbinders die. I really like this Spellbinders die for making pockets and junk journals and on the backs of the loaded envelopes. I've done that one other time so far. There's the paper. And the paper, I also did stickle all the little snowflakes on there just to give them a little bit of subtle glitter on them. And then I just made her this little tag that says Winter Wonderland on that side. And then back here it says, let it snow, let it snow. And it is open right here. So I'll be able to stick a little note in there for Jeannie. And then she'll also be able to, take the note out later and reuse it for something else if she wants to reuse it for something else. And then I had a couple other things. I'm just not very good at finding stuff that actually fit in the envelope. It always gets too stuffed, and then I'm scared that I'm going to bend it too much. So I did make this, which I do have a video out on the shaker. I did make this shaker to go in it. And it's still holding up really well. I did glue the washi tape down for those of you who did watch it. And I've been shaking it and nothing's happened to it. So there's the back side. Like I said, I decorate both sides so both sides could function as the front and back. So I made her that. I made her a couple handmade embellishments that she can take off and use on other projects, whether she makes altered paper clips or wands or uses them on cards or decorating something else. So those were the handmade embellishments. I have a few store-bought things I'm including. And then I also cut her out some die cuts. I had this really pretty snowflake that I was going to use on the loaded envelope somewhere, but I just didn't. So it's a tonic die. But I did cut it out because it's my favorite one. And then I cut her out some of this die that says winter on it. So that is my loaded envelope for Jeannie. Thanks so much for watching, and you guys all have a fabulous day.